Hello everybody, welcome back to Ikemi Gaming. Today we are working on the Sicily Beyond the Lighthouse. This is going to be another of our episodes of Bella Italia, and we're doing scenario number 2. So right now it's April 2nd, 1874. So in 4 years from now, we need to supply towns via a warehouse in the city Reggio Calabria with 8 loads of cheese. So, okay, that sounds doable. And then by August 1878, so that same year, we need to deliver 16 loads of pickled vegetables from the region Calabria to region Sicily. So the last region we were working in, we need to bring pickled vegetables over. And then by February 79, we need to deliver 24 loads of leather from region Apulia, which is a couple videos ago up in the northeast, to region Sicily. And so that's leather. Now we just put down a leather factory in Palermo, but that's not going to count because that's in Basilicata. And then we also need to, by 1880, reach 120,000 citizens in Palermo, which if I look at it right now, it is 41,000. So we got a ways to go. Then optional task, connect 1.5 million citizens to a rail network. I think that will get just from general growth. And then we need to reach 100,000 citizens in Naples. I should have seen that coming because they mentioned Naples several times. And I sort of just forgot about Naples and really didn't put much effort into it. So we're only sitting at 87,000 there. Okay, so Sicily is going to cost 1.9 million to buy. If I turn on the mountains, got Messina in the plain. Everything's in the plains. Messina, Catania, Syracuse. So that could be a nice little cluster there if I choose to do that. And then here we got Agrigento, Marsala, and then Palermo. So we could have like maybe a warehouse here in the middle. And then we do have some goods up in the mountains, which is a bummer for sure. But we should be able to do some decent enough express lines down here on the plains, avoiding the mountains, at least for the exterior. So let's look and see what we can do money wise. Do we have a bond? Yes, we do. All right, let's go ahead and just crank out that big bond. 32 million. That'll give us 33 million. So we can take out those mountains. We can go ahead and buy Sicily. So now we can start laying some stuff down. I think first, while I'm on pause, I'm going to lay a bunch of express lines down, and then the freight can just like build bridges over the express. And we have a first line. So we built quite an expensive bridge going from Reggio Calabria to Messina through our maintenance station and then the Palermo and back again. We're going to put 8 to Glens on that with our mail car and our dining car. And we're over in Palermo. We got a line going from it to Marsala through our maintenance station, the Agrigento Express. We're going to put 8 trains on that with our 2 specialty cars. We have Messina through our maintenance station to Catania to Syracuse and back again. 8 trains to Glens, 2 wagons. And then that leaves us with Syracuse to our maintenance over to Agrigento, maintenance again. We'll put, say, 6 trains. It's a little bit long. Put our 2 cars in that. Boom. We'll just run this for like 2 seconds and let's see who can get where. Can Syracuse get everywhere? Policoro, Taranto. Okay, they're getting everywhere on the island. That's the main thing. And Agrigento get everywhere. Salerno, Naples, Policoro, Benevento. Okay, so everywhere on the island they're getting to, I believe. Oh, no, they're not getting the Palermo. But are they getting the Catania and Messina, Catania? Yeah. Okay, so they need to get the Palermo. And Marsala, what is it doing? Let's see. Palermo, yep. Getting everything on the island. So basically we just need to do a line from Palermo to Agrigento. And it looks like everything else is fine. And then we have our Palermo through the same maintenance station we were using before. To Agrigento and back again. 6 trains with our wagons. Press play for just a couple seconds. Look in Agrigento. Can we get the Palermo? Yes, we can. Perfect. So we have a little warehouse set up here. Sicily West Warehouse. So grain's already there, but everything else we're going to add in. We got 2 trains going to Palermo because we have to grow it to, I think it was 120,000. So we'll put that on with our refrigerated car. And then we're going to come over here and grab our olives. And we're going to bring in, let's say 3 trains of them. And we'll put, and then that way Palermo will get grain and then olives. And then we have our grapes coming in to our Sicily West Warehouse, which will eventually kick it up to Palermo. We're going to need 3 trains, I'd say should be enough. And now we have our vegetables coming in to our Sicily West Warehouse with our 3 trains. And so that's going to give us, I think, what we need for our main basic things, because we're already getting wood, we're already getting wheat. So we need olives, which we got, grapes, which we got, and now vegetables. So then we'll have to start working on some of these manufactured goods. In the meantime, we're going to send 2 trains with the refrigerated car going in the Marsala freight. I mean, we may as well grow that city. And then we're going to complete our connection to our cities. So we got Agrigento freight receiving 2 trains with their refrigerated car on that. It's important that we bring in our hog to Agrigento Agrigento because we need to make as much sausage as we can and try to push them to make that sausage factory produce more. We got 3 trains coming in. We also bought the hog station and everything else that we've connected so far. We also built a Sicily West manufactured warehouse. So it's going to take the meat from Agrigento and ship it to Marsala and also to Palermo. And then it's going to bring the pasta back and ship that to Agrigento. We added in olive oil, wine, cheese, and plank. So the first 6 manufactured goods. Now we're over here looking at Calabria, and we can do pickled vegetable factory. So we're going to do that because that was one of the things we needed here from Calabria to Sicily. 16 loads of pickled vegetables. So we're going to need vegetables and we're going to need olive oil. Let's see, olive oil, we got 2 coming in. We need 0.6. And the vegetables, we got 13 coming in. That means we put a pickled vegetable factory in Cosenza. We're going to ship it down to Reggio Calabria freight, basically our little warehouse situation for the stuff we have to kick over to Sicily. So we'll put 1 train on there, and we blew up one of our factories in Bari so we could replace it with a tannery. The reason behind that is because we have one of our things we need to do is bring leather over to Sicily from the Apulia region, and Bari's in the Apulia region. I could have waited for something to grow, but thought we better just jump on this and make it happen. So, and also the pigs are really close nearby, so it made perfect sense. We own the hogs, so we can always upgrade them. There we go. We're gonna create 3 at a time, and then we have our 2 trains. Gonna bring in mostly leather from Bari down to our warehouse in Reggio Calabria. Hey, we're just trying to get a jump start on all the major things. So it also wanted us to grow Naples to 100,000. So we're gonna bring in our citrus fruit right in Naples with 1 car and a refrigerator car on it, and that should help. We'll take a second and look in here and see what else is missing. Not really sure why we're low on vegetables, but there's something else we can fix. And we blew up our immigration office and put this university down in Potenza, and they're back trying to help Palermo grow. So we're bringing in 3 loads of grape, or 3 trains of grape in the Messina freight, and then we're kicking Messina freight over to our manufacturer warehouse, Sicily West, to then push up the wine to Palermo. And we just hooked up our warehouse here in Reggio Calabria. It's going to go all the way into Palermo. So it's going to bring in our cheese. Let's look here just quickly. Going to bring in our cheese. Going to bring in pickled vegetables and leather all the way to Palermo as soon as Palermo grows enough to receive them. We're back taking a quick look at things in the Sicily West warehouse. We're going to start bringing in wood because some of the cities weren't getting it. Palermo is being very stubborn. The meat isn't kicking over to it for odd reason. I do have sausage and I do have wine coming in. Pasta's not even coming in. I don't know what that's all about. And I see Naples has an industry slot open. We're gonna put down a distillery to produce grappa. Even though we're making it in Potenza, we just simply aren't making enough. So we're gonna produce it here and hopefully that will help grow Naples. And we're over in Lecce. We're gonna throw down a distillery over here as well. Try to keep it growing. It's doing pretty good so far. Like honestly, no complaints on Lecce. It's doing great. And we've got some more research here. We're gonna take guidelines that'll decrease the water, sand, and lubricating oil needed by 5%. And it sort of moves us a bit further to the right also. And Palermo sort of frozen there for a bit, but we finally grew it enough to have an industry slot open. So we're going to put olive oil in, and then we'll run in some extra trains of olives. There we go. There's an olive oil, and our olives are right here. Okay, we'll bring some extra trains in, maybe 2. We want to make sure it's pumping out lots of that. The other thing we want to do here is put an immigration office in Agrigento. Marsala also could use one. We already have one in Palermo, and I think we already have one in Messina. And now that Palermo's got double growth, we're going to bring in our milk so we can have that sitting in the warehouse as soon as they start calling for it. And we're coming over looking at Naples. They got double growth now, so we finally solved the riddle over here. All right, we'll get rid of this immigration office and we'll put down the university. And it looks like we accomplished our goal. Yes, we did. No talking, but we still got it done. We're doing pretty good on this 1.5 million also because we're at 1.4 million, 72,000. And Palermo, as you can see, is growing at 42,000. And we're keeping a close eye on our growth. We're about to hit our 1.5 million citizens on a rail network. Oh, look at that. I timed that perfectly. And then we're at about 44,500 for Palermo. So we just take a quick look at Palermo. We're getting close to needing the milk. Once you need the milk, we got that all locked and loaded, ready to go. And then at 50, we'll start bringing in that cheese from our warehouse in Reggio Calabria. And then we're going to have to grow a little bit before we need our pickled vegetables. And so now we're going to bring in our citrus fruits. We have 2 trains of that going into our Sicily West warehouse. So we'll finish that. We also did build a Sicily East warehouse. So we should start bringing in trains. So we'll go citrus fruits in here. We'll go to, we won't need that for a while, but whatever. We did bump up to the Prussian. Oops, actually, we don't need that car on there. Okay, then we'll go wood into our warehouse. We got that full. We'll go 3 Prussians. Boom. And then we'll go olives. We'll make sure it's full. Once again, 3 Prussians. Perfect. Then we have our grape, and that's going to come into our Sicily East warehouse as well. There we go. Full. 3 Prussians. And we're out of money for like a couple seconds. There we go. And then, yeah, we don't need that. Let's put this one down. So we got milk coming in now. Do the same thing. 3. We'll make sure it's full. Wonderful. So that should give us all of our major things for the Sicily East warehouse. So now we're going to have to lay down our lines and our freight stations in our 3 cities here. All right, now it's time to send some trains to our cities. The Sicily East warehouse is going to go to Syracuse Freight. We'll put 2 Prussians. Freight, we'll put a refrigerated car. And then we're going to do the same thing. The Catania going to be full. We're going to put 2 Prussians, not 3, 2. A refrigerated car. And then we're going to go from Sicily East way up the Messina Freight. We got a little expensive line running through the mountains with our freight car. And then we did put a warehouse in Catania. We're going to try something a little bit different. So it's going to suck in the sausage and suck in the wine and ship it out to the other guy. And it has passed already. We'll go ahead and put a train from Syracuse Freight. We'll put 2 of them. And we'll, because we're carrying meat, we'll put a refrigerated car. And then Messina will bring a train in carrying wine at the moment. And once they start building something else, maybe whatever the next good will be. And that should set us up pretty good. Let's take a quick look at Palermo. Oh, they're up to 51,523. Let's see, are they getting everything they need? Okay, cheese. So they should start demanding cheese from our Reggio Calabria warehouse. So it's probably just a matter of the cheese getting shipped over. We'll just take a quick look at the warehouse and see. Yep, see there's already 7 coming from Barry. So that should help that situation out good. I see Castro Villeri has an industry slot open. I think we'll go and put a cloth factory down. So we really don't have any cloth in this area at all. There we go. And let's see, we should probably bump up our dairy. It's going to be a little bit much. We may have to wait a bit for that. We already own this wool, so we're going to send 4 trains into Castrovillari, which will help it start making cloth and pumping out the nearby neighbors. Vivo Valencia has grown now. We're going to put a distillery down and pump out some grappa. And Castrovillari has grown to the maximum 100,000. So now we need to get rid of the immigration office and put in a university. There we go. That'll allow them to grow even more. And we're back over in Sicily. I see Agrigento has an industry slot open. We still need planks and we still need grappa. So I think we'll put grappa here. Then Marsala has the same thing. It has production available, and we'll put planks in here. We're going to take this composite auctions. So it's going to reduce the cost of auctions by another 5%. But really, I'm just trying to get over here to the PLM 4D. And we're going to take the PLM 4D, and that'll give us a faster freight train.
Good. We can use this warehouse to temporarily store the wares for Sicily. Now we just have to procure the wares themselves and haul them across a railway bridge over to the island.
All right, so we got this first one here, supply towns via warehouse in the city Reggio Calabria with 8 loads of cheese. And so now I have my pickled vegetables all set up and my leather all set up. It's just a matter of Palermo growing enough where they're going to demand it. Let's take a peek at Palermo again. So they are, okay, good. When they hit 75, they'll be able to take the citrus fruits. Then they'll start demanding pickled vegetables, and at 80, they're going to start demanding leather. I think I should be in pretty good shape because the pickled vegetables are coming from Cosenza. Oh, it's not producing a ton, is it? What's it low on? Got lots of vegetables. It's low on olive oil. That's a problem. And then if we go way up the berry, because it had to be way up here somewhere, we have 88 leather. So we're good to go there. And I see Palermo has a new industry slot open. We're going to put a glassworks in, and then that will demand the sand, which I already have hooked up, ready to roll. And I'm going to have to get some coal. And we bought this coal, which is one of the things we needed for glassware. We're going to bring in 3 trains of that. And I think we'll come down down to our sand and bump it up to 2 trains. Then what I really should do is look and see what's the ratio from one to the next, see what I need. Okay, so double coal, half sand. Okay, well, that should work. Maybe what we should do is bump this up. Do it the first one, and then how much is it going to cost to bump it up again? Perfect. And we're going to take some research. Looks like I can't go any further. Yeah, because the year doesn't match up. Okay, so we'll take the company-owned shops to reduce the cost of well-being by 5%. And then, yeah, let's take this one. We'll reduce our training costs by 5%. And we can do a new industry in Messina. I think we're going to go with the toy factory, which will help grow Palermo once we get to that point. So they're going to need wood and they're going to need leather. Let's see who's got leather. Kind of forget who's making it now. It seems to me I have someone somewhat close. Okay, Cartone's making leather. Yeah, I don't own that one though, so they're not making a ton. I'm going to look and see. And I found some leather. So we're going to bring it in from Policoro. We're going to bring it into our freight station. And what was the other thing I needed? I need planks. Okay, so I'm going to look for planks. We're going to bring planks in from Marzala, which is to the west of Sicily. And that way we should start making toys. So what we're going to want to do here is have a train. They won't demand it quite yet, but we'll have a train from Messina. Actually, we already have a train from there, don't we? Yeah, we'll leave the train we have, and then once start demanding toys, we'll bump the train up. And Palermo is growing very nicely. We're going to get rid of our immigration office, and we're going to put down our university. Let's just take a look at what we're doing here. We got a few things that aren't totally at 100%, but they're getting there. Even our canned vegetables is maybe slowly getting there. Dresses are kind of sucky. I don't know where. And this olive is super stubborn. I don't know what's going on with that. We have tons of trains bringing it in. We've got lots right here. Like there's another one. There's one going to Palermo. We can maybe bump that up at like 6 trains going to Palermo. And here we have our train coming in with our last 8 pickled vegetables coming in from Cosenza, I believe, in the Palermo. So this should take care of one of our tasks.
These goods are normally hard to come by on Sicily. The people here will be happy about them, and the familia even more so.
Awesome. So now we're 8 of 24 into our leather deliveries, and we're at 106,000 and climbing fairly rapidly. So it's a question of which one's going to hit first. So we're going to take this sight glass. We're going to increase the reliability of our locomotives for an additional 5%.
Palermo has grown enormously ever since we brought our railways here. The city is the headquarters of the familia. By contributing to the city's development, we have helped the association to more potential prey. Of course, that was not our intention. Just a side effect of our usual work here. We are no criminals after all. We just work for them. Be that as it may, the familia has taken a shine to us. That's good.
All right, so we got our 120,000 citizens in Palermo. So we're just stuck in this leather from Apulia region. And if we click in here, it's coming from Bari. So we have one train right here, not too far away. Unfortunately, they stuck sausage on the train. So we have one leather. Then if we go number 2, we have a train over here just getting supplies, so that's 9. And then we're still waiting for one to deploy. Well, we're just kind of waiting around. So we're going to do this transport logistics, which will reduce the cost of all buildings, including factories and railway buildings, by an additional 5%. Like I said, we're just kind of waiting. We do have another load of 8 more leather coming towards us, so that's good. So that'll give us 17 with our 8. That'll give us enough, and so that should do it right there. And more research. We got public image today, and we're gonna lower our cost of recruiting by 5% when we take it. So that's good. Just take a quick look at Palermo and see. We're up at 130,000. Not that that matters now, but want to look at Bari and see where our goodies are. So we've got a train right here. Oh, just coming in with 8, so that will give us 15. Then we've got 2 more here leaving, that'll give us 17. And then we have 8 more here kind of halfway, which will give us 25. So soon we're going to hit that. And we're going to go ahead and take maintenance standards, which will lower our maintenance time by 5%. And we are getting very close to bringing in our last leather. I don't know how it kind of worked out that way. I was really hoping it was going to go quicker. Sometimes in this game that just happens. You sort of you think you got it figured out, and then for some reason something odd happens and it doesn't quite work out. So here we are climbing up the last hill before we turn right in the Palermo with our leather, and that should give us our last item that we need to take care of.
Exquisite goods of the highest quality. Good job. We did it, my friend. I am positively impressed by your performance here. Take some vacation. You've earned it. Arrivederci. I suppose this could have gone worse. Maybe we should be happy with what we have accomplished here. Let's move on to the other regions of the Sicilies.
Okay, so that was our 24 loads of leather. We got chief executive. That's good. 20 of 20, 2 of 2, 300,000, 187 in a little bit, 707,000. So that's nice. We broke 700,000 plateau. Italy, obviously, 6.6 years, 513 million, 183 rail lines, 502 trains, 2,412 wagons, 16,637 kilometers, 114 train stations, 27 city buildings, 28 factories, 43 rural businesses, 26 connected cities, 48 rural businesses. And let's see, where are we? So the top guy got 862. And then where are we? We are 64th. Wow, not bad. 64th out of 386. So that's whatever, top 20%, give or take. So that's pretty good. I feel good about that. Let's go back to the game here. So I just wanted to show you a couple things. We have 8 cities over 100,000. Some of them, like, we weren't even really trying to grow. Naples has ballooned up to 218, and I haven't hardly touched it this episode. Our revenue never really did get good, though. I don't understand. And see, here's our debt situation. It was almost 60 million in debt based on a 513 million evaluation. If you like that video, like, comment, subscribe. Come back and watch another great video of Ike and Me Gaming.